In previous videos, we learned how to import exam view questions into our Moodle shell. We also learned how to sort and organize our questions so we could better use them with Moodle's quiz module. But how do I actually use them in a quiz? Well, let's take a look. I'm now back at my secondary template shell, and I'm going to, luckily down here in Unit 1, we already have a quiz created. So I'm going to click on the quiz, and it's showing me that the quiz is actually empty. There are no questions in the quiz. So I'm going to add some questions to the quiz. Now, if you notice, I'm looking at, this is where the questions will go. And then over here I have the category I'm going to get the questions from. I want to turn off display questions from subcategories because that would, since I have separated into subcategories, I don't want to see them all together. So I'm going to uncheck that, and that changes my screen because I now have no questions in Chapter 7. So I'm going to actually go down here and choose multiple choice. So I have my 61 questions, multiple choice questions in the multiple choice subcategory. Now, I have the chance of showing question text and taking up a lot of room, a lot of different things. Here I can create a new question. If I want to create more questions and not just use the ones in the bank, I can do that there. But for our purposes, we want to be looking at our questions from ExamView we imported in. And I'm looking at the first 20, and I can actually show all 61 by clicking there. Now, I can select questions just by looking at them. For instance, I'm looking at just multiple choice. I can look at the question by clicking the little magnifying glass. Shows me the question. Okay. And then if I like the question, I can just select it. You hitting these little double arrows like chevrons here, and it will put the question over here. Or, which I like better, I can utilize the power of having a large question bank and bringing in random questions that have been sorted so that I can give a different test and let the students retake the test over and over again, but they'll get different questions each time. Now, how do I do that? I'm going to scroll to the bottom. At the bottom of the page, it says add, and it tells me how many questions I can add, random questions. I'm going to put in the pull down, I get a choice. Since I have 61 questions in here, I have 1 through 10, and then I can go by multiples of 10 to pull random questions. For right now, just for the sake of simplicity, I'm going to choose 10 multiple choice random questions from this category, and I'm going to add them. What I have now is it'll tell me it's a random question. It'll tell me it's from the multiple choice subcategory. Now, it might be beneficial if I had a large class where I indicated in the name of the category, remember the name of the subcategory is multiple choice, I might want to put something that indicates what the parent category is with initials in front of it, just to make it easier for me. And it says each one is worth 1 point. The total is 10. The maximum grade for the test is 10. I can change these. I can change these to 10 points each and make it 100 points very simply. Or I could just leave it at 10 because everything gets converted to percentages anyway in Moodle. Now I want to add some more questions, and let's say I want to add an essay question to this also. I'm going to change the category to essay. And I can choose which question by previewing it. So I can preview these questions. And since there's only 3, actually I could probably just select them all. And I'm just going to pull over all 3 questions. So I can do one at a time, or I could select all of them, select the other 2, and add to quiz. And now I have 10 multiple choice random questions from a bank of 61 and 3 essay questions, all my essay questions added in. They're all 1 point each. Problem is, essays should be worth a little more. They take a little more work. So I'm going to change the essay question to 5. I'm going to change this one to 5. and I'm going to change this one to 5 points. They'll be graded with a pull-down menu, kind of like a rubric of 1 to 5. I'll save changes, and you'll notice that now I have a total of 25 points. Maximum grade is still 10, meaning that's the point value of the test. I'm going to change that to match 25 and hit Save Changes, and you'll notice now I have 5-point essay questions, 25 maximum grade. I have a few more things I can do. I can move questions around by just using the arrows. So if I wanted to move this essay question above that multiple choice random question, I could mix them up like that. That actually wouldn't make any sense, so let me move that back down. And sometimes if I want to keep my questions in a certain order, this would be a great way to do it. I can also put in page breaks. With essay questions, that's kind of important, because if I have 3 on the same page, only the first question will get all the HTML tools on it. So I'm going to put each essay question on its own page. So I'm going to move this page break up. And notice I'm going to move it up again so that I only have 1 essay question per page. And I'm going to do that again. And so here I'm going to move this page break. And notice how it duplicates itself as I'm moving it up. The one on the bottom stays there. And I'm going to move 1 more up. And now what I have is you'll take all 10 multiple choice questions, and then when you get to the essay questions, they will have their own page. And now I'm going to save changes. Now when I save changes, I can preview it and see what the test is going to look like. And here is my test, how it's going to be delivered in Moodle. Notice I have my first 10 questions are going to be all on the same page. They're scrolling and taking the questions. And then we're going to have multiple pages. So when I go to page 2, it's going to show 1 essay question per page. And there you have it. I'll go back to Edit, and I actually have my test. And then there's one more thing, and in the next video we're going to show you how to modify the properties of the quiz so that you can do everything from a quiz to a final test exam, and how you can control that.